everyone, welcome to the World Tapping Circle. I'm so happy that you decided to take some time and focus on yourself. It's so important. When you fill your cup, you're able to then turn and graciously fill the cups of the people around you. So thank you for taking time to do your inner work and to dig deep and to really go there. You are so valuable to this world. We are all so valuable to this world. And sometimes I think if we really let ourselves feel it, it would just stun us and bring us to our knees in humility to feel how each soul matters and each soul is so precious to not just the other people around us, but to the whole design. So thank you for being here. Would you like to say hello, people who are already here? I know that there's a few stragglers always coming in a few minutes late. But if you're here, say hello. I see Greg there from Eureka, California. Hi. Glad you're here. And anyone else who's with us, feel free to put in the chat window if you have the chat function, where you're from or where you're calling in from. We've got Jennifer from Santa Monica. And looks like a few other people. I think I'll wait a few more minutes. It's always a little strange on my side because the chat takes about 30 seconds and I'm not sure if people are listening or here with me. Oh, here we go. Hi, Erin. Yay, welcome back. Maya, hello. San Francisco in the house. I'm about to be with you in San Francisco. Yay, Celeste in the United States. Welcome, Celeste. Rob from Tucson, glad you're back, honey. Alex from New York, hi. Good to be with you again as well. And while more people are chatting hellos, I'm going to go ahead and start with kind of the thought for the night. Before each event, I take the whole day off to take care of myself and meditate and exercise and listen in really deeply about what needs to be said and to be an empty enough vessel to be able to say it. And today the message came through loud and clear that it was about trust and being able to trust our choices, to know what choices are right, to follow right action, and then to really trust and have some faith in that whole process. And I think that that's a terrifying process for people. I know that it has been for me, and every day I'm making new choices and having to trust myself and trust other people. And if you're at all like me, you may have been raised in a insecure, unstable environment, and that may either make you expect that kind of chaos and keep creating it, or get really controlling and tight and try to lock things down so that they're not wobbling. And neither of those are trust actions, and a lot of times that creates extra stress for us and the people around us. So I want to talk to you a little bit about how to move through that in tapping, and then also give you some practical steps for really getting clear on what your inner guidance is. Let's see, so I'm going to say hello here to a couple more people. And let's see, we've got Taylor from San Marcos, and Jenna and Sunshine from Austin. Yay. Or Jenna Sunshine. I'm not sure if it's two people with or one person with a nickname. But hi, Jenna. Oh, Marco from Ladybird Lake. Hi. Sally and Boy, good that you're here. I was hoping I would see you. And Mary from Houston. Hi, everybody. Texas is showing up strong tonight. That's nice. Something that's fun for me, just as a side note, is when you go to watch the replay videos, which I hope you do, because there's a whole library of these, and you could be tapping every day if you want to. On the page that you log in from, the worldtappingcircle.com, if you scroll down to the bottom of the page, you're going to see a world map with little hot spots all over it. And the lights that are twinkling there means there's other people on that same page as you at the same time. And when I go there, I see Finland and Israel and Italy and Moscow and China and, wow, South Africa and all these places, people looking at that page and logging in, watching replay videos, and investigating tapping, and that's super exciting for me. So we're already having a global impact, even though we're just at the early days of this process. So I'm super happy to see you all here with us. Okay, so back to inner guidance. How do we know that A, we're getting inner guidance? Because if we're not, then it's really hard to trust it. And then what do we do when we get the inner guidance and our first response is, yikes, I can't possibly do that. That's too much, or I'm too little, or where's the time or the money or the energy going to come from, right? So we'll address that second piece in tapping. But the first piece, I want to give you a little quick exercise to do so that you can start tuning in immediately. And we can try it now, and then maybe you want to try it again later, because it'll actually be even easier after we tap out some of the fear and resistance to following your soul's truth, right? Which is what your inner guidance is. So the way I like to do it is I like to just take a big deep breath and just breathe with me for a second. Good. And I like to ask my body, what does yes feel like? So just breathe again and ask your body to show you what a yes feels like. And notice how your body feels. And just make a note to yourself. Maybe just chat in the window really quickly. What does a yes feel like inside your body? Does it make you feel warmer? Do you feel an uprising current moving through your body? Do you feel expansive? What's that yes feel like? So Jennifer's saying it's uplifting. I notice for me that it makes my body smile inside, like, oh. See what that feels like for you, that yes. Maya says expansive. Some good questions coming in tonight, and I will help you with those. I'll take a note right now. Celeste is saying alignment. That's a really good word for it. There's a sense of inner alignment. Emanation. Right. So kind of a glow, right, Alex? That expanded feeling. Rob says more relaxed, less stress. Taylor says lightness. Yeah. Good. Stephanie's saying open. Welcome back, Stephanie. Okay, so now we're going to do another question. I want you to ask yourself, what does no feel like? What does your no feel like inside your body? So take a big deep breath, ask yourself, what is a no? And notice what that feels like. And when you've got that feeling, chat that into the window. We've still got some yes text coming in. Yes, expanding radiance. Christina says, I feel like I can breathe easy and light, loose and free. And now we're getting the no feedback, saying it feels like constriction, tightness with an inner snarl. Ooh, no. So I'm just waiting another second or two for some more answers. And while we're waiting for that, just notice that you have a really clear indicator inside yourself for yes and no. So I'm seeing part of me feels like I should force it to be a yes. That's really good information. That my yes is supposed to, that I'm always supposed to be a yes. That my no's are supposed to be turned into yeses. Really good information. Okay, Celeste says no feels like boundaries, safety, and security. Good. And Marco says yes is expansion in the chest, excitement and direction. And the no, Alex says, is a horrible shrinking, shoulders hunched over. Aaron says heavy tightness. Great. Stephanie says no is a chest tightness, electricity going wild, shorting out. Okay. So you can see that it's not just me who has this special magical power to sense the difference between yes and no. We all have it. Okay, we can see face constricted, almost, but not quite a bad smell. Body constricted, great. Okay, so everyone has a built-in indicator for truth. Okay, and what stands in the way of you honoring that truth and knowing it instantly, as quickly as you just were able to tune in, is fear. Fear of the answer. Or, as one person was saying, feeling like my answer isn't okay, that it has to be the opposite. So, part of what we're going to work on tonight is going to help you make better decisions, better discernment, know your yeses from your nos. Someone asked earlier, how can I work on my food allergies? And someone else said, how can I work on addictions? Well, this is going to help both of those things. So if you're standing in the supermarket of buying food, you can look at those items one thing at a time and say, is this something my body wants? Or is this something that is appropriate for my body? And you can simply feel the yes or the no. That's one way to keep from buying things accidentally that wouldn't be good for you, or ordering things off the menu that wouldn't be good for you. And we'll work on the rest of clearing what those sensitivities are as we tap. Okay, but basically it's the same process with all of this. You're going to accept the feeling of the allergy. You're going to accept the feeling of the addiction, the craving. If you can tap for 2 or 3 minutes on a craving, your craving will disappear and you will be free. And you will no longer be enslaved. When you're not enslaved, you're free to choose. And when you're not enslaved by a fear of that choice, then you actually are sensitive to truth, right? And if you follow the actual truth that's being broadcast to you about the nature of what's right and wrong for you, you will stay on that illuminated path in front of you. Each little yes is a stepping stone. Each no means go here. There's going to be a yes somewhere else. So it's a really important process to be able to clearly hold a no. And if you're not a yes, you're going to wait until you get a yes with perhaps a different option, or a yes a little bit further down the line. But if it's not a yes, it's a no. Or a wait, which is also not a yes, which is kind of a no for now, right? Okay. So having said that, and welcoming the rest of the people that just showed up, so glad you joined us. Let's take our survey, and you focus on what you want to heal for yourself tonight, or what aspects of something you're already working on that you want to carry on with. Jennifer's going to screen share, give you about 5 minutes. Remember that you can go to the URL at that page if you want to open another window. You can click on the link easily in the pop-in section if you have the chat function sidebar area. Just hit pop-ins, and at the bottom of the pop-in section there's a big button that says Get Started, Core Causes Survey. Click the button, it will take you right there. Otherwise, just jot your answers down at home or take the survey later. If you want to do that, you can go to my website, soniasofia.us, and you can always do that on a replay video under the World Tapping Circle link. There's a live survey. Remember that the survey information is mostly for you so that it helps you spiral down to the core of what's been going on. Okay? That's really important because as we Google that information inside your head, it opens up all those little file folders even just by asking the question, and your subconscious is then primed for release. So I'll see you in 5 minutes. Okay, so please go ahead and hit submit if you haven't done it already. There's just a few more seconds to finish the survey. Great. And I'm going to share with you now the results of the survey for those who were fortunate enough to be able to take it with us right now. Okay. And let's refresh that so that you can see. Oh dear. Just a second. I go to live form. Let's see if I can do that. No. Jennifer, can you do it? I think I've just...
Yeah, it's on there right now.
Clicked the wrong button. Thanks. Okay. Sorry, everyone. Okay. So she's going to scroll it down for us. So let's see. It looks like a lot of relationship, transition, change, some money stuff. Okay. Keep going. Lots of fear. Fear is always going to be a primary feeling here. Really what we're doing every single circle is clearing massive amounts of fear and anxiety from our bodies. And that, of course, you'll see alone is going to come up high too, because that creates a lot of separation and shame. All right, let's scroll down. You can see as you're reading these, you might as well start tapping your chest, because that's just helping your subconscious start to process it, even if it doesn't have to do with your issue. You probably still have some of these feelings about something else. Nice and slow, Jennifer. Let's see. A lot of people thinking it's too late and worried about what people will think. I'm making some notes here. Okay, keep going. Some remorse, some thinking that they're too old, my needs don't matter. Okay, tapping and breathing. What does your culture say about this? I should be a success. Let's just read those for a second. Keep tapping. I should be a success. I'm too fat to be attractive. This is just part of aging. You'll get over it. It's hard to make money. I can't do it alone. I need a man. I should be settled financially by now. Big breath. Culture says stop smoking tobacco after they got everyone interested in it, huh? They sell it to you and then blame you for it. Okay. A lot of gray in the feelings. Okay. Reds, darks. When did the issue first start? Looks like people are saying their whole lives, and a lot of it comes in 15 to 22. Okay, let's keep moving. Who do you hold responsible? Myself? Good, people are taking responsibility. But we don't really want to blame or attack ourselves, which is really different than taking responsibility. Responsibility is when you can open your heart with innocence and say, yes, I chose that, I created it, I did it, now I'm going to choose and create something else. It's not the same as blaming and attacking yourself, which slows down the growth and the learning, okay? Okay. Who modeled similar attitudes and feelings or behaviors? Mom and dad. Mostly some grandparents and some others who raised me. Where do you feel it in your body? The entire body's being affected. A lot of throat, shoulders, stomach. Okay. Keep going. What's the texture? Thick, sharp, jagged, smoky, inflamed. And what benefit do you think you're getting by holding on to this issue? Protection wins almost every time. Split with punishing myself. Why? Why? Okay, the intensity of the pain. Let's see. We've got lots of 7s and 8s, some 10s, and someone lucky enough to only bid a 3. Great. All right. So thank you, Jennifer. We're going to come back to the tap now. Good. Here we go. Massaging the front of the chest. Big, deep breath, big sigh. Repeating after me. Even though I have this issue, I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Big breath, big sigh. Tap the eyebrows. Even though I have this issue, I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Think about your issue right now, what the topic is. Tap your temples. You can use 2 hands or 1 hand. If you're going to do 1 hand, try to remember to alternate every now and then, okay? Even though I have this issue, think about your issue. Say it out loud if you can. Let yourself feel the intensity behind it. I rate this issue at a what? What number did you give it? Big breath, big sigh. Tap the front of your cheek. This issue. Tap under your nose. Part of me feels so what? What's the strongest negative feeling that you have about your issue? Afraid? Tap under the lips. Part of me feels so, say it again. Good. Breathe, make some sound. Good. Tap the front of your chest. I feel really, say it again. Same word. Good. Tap down to the front of your rib cage. I feel really what? Say it again. Tap the side of your rib cage, even though I have this issue. Big breath, make some sound. Tapping the inside of the wrist. I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Big breath. Tune into your issue. Breathe. Ooh. I'm open to loving and accepting myself. I think I have some fear in my throat. Well, I do. I'm going to go talk to a bunch of people about fear. Then I'm moving it. And it's okay if tapping makes you cough or cry, or however your body processes it. It's coming out of all of us at the same time. Tap your index finger. This fear. Tap your middle finger. This fear. And if fear isn't your main feeling, you say what is. Big breath, make some sound. Tap the bottom of your fourth finger. I'm open to releasing this feeling of, say what it is. Say that 3 times. Tap your little finger. I'm open to releasing this feeling of. Tap the bottom of your hand, even though I'm used to feeling this way about this. Tap the top of your head. I love and relax myself, even though I'm afraid. Tap the eyebrows. I love and accept myself. Tap the temples, even with this fear in my body. Big breath, big sigh. Good. Tap the front of the cheeks. It's okay that I have this fear in my body. Tune into where you're storing your feeling, the one you're working on right now. I bet you can guess where mine's been. Tap under the lips. This fear in my, and say where it is for you. Tap your chest. This fear in my. Good. Tap the front of your ribs. This fear in my. Tap the side of your ribs. I love and respect myself. Tap the inside of your wrist. Even with this strong feeling of, and say the feeling again, that I feel in my, and then say where you feel it in your body. Big breath. Tap the side of the thumb. It's safe for my body to release this energy. Tap your index finger. It's safe for my body to release this trapped energy. Tap the middle finger. This fear is leftover energy from another time and place. That's all it is. And fear is a tricky one because it feels so real. It feels so real. It's the one emotion I think that feels the most authentic and permanent. Tap the bottom of the fourth finger. This fear is trying to convince me that it's real. Tap the little finger. It's meant to protect me. Tap the side of the hand. And just turn to that fear in your body and say, thank you for trying to protect me. And ask it, what are you trying to protect me from? That makes my nose kind of drippy because now it's starting to release because I understand, right? What are you trying to protect me from? Ask again if you didn't get a clear answer. Or if you want to hear that funny little answer again. I'm trying to protect myself from what with this fear? Go ahead and just say it. Tap the eyebrows. I'm trying to protect myself from getting hurt or making a fool of myself. Tap your temples. I'm trying to protect myself from getting hurt or making a fool of myself. Tap the front of the cheeks. I don't want to get hurt and I don't want to look stupid. Tap into the nose. I don't want to get hurt. I don't want to look stupid. Breathe. Tap the chest. And now fill in the blank. Why are you holding on to the fear? Not that you should let it go or you need to, but just ask yourself why you're doing it. Tap a big circle across your chest. And just acknowledge that answer. Good. Tap the front of your ribs. This remaining fear and anxiety. And tap the side of the ribs. You can do both sides if you want. This remaining fear and anxiety. Big breath, make some sound. Tapping the inside of the wrist. This fear in my where. Tap the side of the thumb. This fear in my where. See if you can still feel it. Tap your index finger. It's okay that part of me is terrified. That might make me cough again. Can you say that while I'm coughing and drinking water? It's okay that I'm terrified. Say that 3 times. It's okay that I'm terrified. It's okay that I'm terrified. Say it 3 more times. Big breath. Good. Tap your middle finger. I love and forgive myself. Even if I stay afraid forever. I love and forgive myself, even if I stay afraid forever. Okay? Breathe. Tap the bottom of your 4th finger. I'm just trying to protect myself. Tap your little finger. Part of me wants to punish myself. Tap the side of the hand. I want to teach myself never to do that again. To be careful. Big breath. Tap the top of the head. I love and accept myself. Say it with some enthusiasm. I love and accept myself. If it's too hard to say, I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Tap your eyebrows. It's safe for me. Tap your temples to clear this. Tap your cheeks. It's safe for me to clear this. Tap under the nose. Big breath. Tune into your issue again. What number do you give your issue now? So notice where it was before we started and where it is now. And let's do our first little check-in. So just type in where it was. It was an 8 or 9 or 7, where it is now. It may not have changed at all, but just referencing where it is actually part of the healing process. So when you're done with that, I want you just to keep tapping on your chest in a big circle and accepting the number that it's registering for you now of emotional intensity. Okay, so often we see this or something like this. She says it was an 8.5, it went to a 9, and now it's gone to a 7. Right? So that 8.5 is where it is before you're really touching it. Now some of the avoidance or the numbness has come off, it flares up, and then it starts to get the empathy it needs and it starts to come down. So don't panic if your number seems to rise and get really high before it starts to melt, okay? Taylor's from a 7 to a 4. Very good. You might get 2 as she's done today. Erin went 8, 10, 9. That little peak in the middle. From a 10 to a 7, frustration keeps me from feeling out of control, helpless, and powerless like a child. Well done. Good noticing, Christina. 7 to a 4, fleeing from issue to issue. Okay, try to hold on to 1, Rob, and let's work it through as much as we can. I know they're all interrelated, but see if you can ask yourself what the most important issue to focus on right now is, and see if you can focus on that one. Okay. Some people, there's one person who hasn't had much change. We're going at 8, 9, 6, and then I laughed. Good. Laughter is a healthy form of discharge. Gina, a 5 to a 2. You guys are rocking it tonight. An 8 to a 6 for Greg. Alex says 10 to an 8. Changed issues while tapping. So again, try to stay focused unless this is the root of the issue that you were working on and you've just become aware of that, and then go ahead and shift. Okay. Okay, Erin says, saying I don't want to do this to myself, or saying I don't want to do this, and I'm crying. So let's tap on that resistance because I think we all come up against it. Move to the front of the chest, massage those points, so let's just start the sequence over. Even though part of me has resistance to letting this go, tune in and see if there's a part of you that's resistant. Big breath. Tap the eyebrows. I love and respect myself. Tap the temples. I'm resistant to clearing this because... blurt out the first thing that comes to mind. We're going to say that 3 or 4 times, and I'm going to ask you to blurt out the first thing that comes to mind. It might be the same sentence 5 times, but it might be 5 different things. Tap the cheeks. I'm resistant to clearing this because... tap under the nose. I'm resistant to clearing this because... tap under your lips. I'm resistant to clearing this because... tap the chest. I'm resistant to clearing this because... big breath, make some sound. See if you can broadcast that sound all the way to Austin, Texas so I can hear you. I know you can hear me. Tap the front of your rib cage. This resistance. Tap the side of the ribs. I don't want to go here because why? Tap the inside of the wrist. It's safe for me to go here. Okay? Tap the side of the thumb. It's safe for me to go here. Big breath, make some sound and breathe. Tap the index finger. How long do I want to hold on to this reason? Say your reason again. Your big main favorite one. Tap your middle finger. Chant it like a mantra for the next 15 seconds. Your big excuse, your resistance reasons. Big breath. Big deep breath. Big sigh. Tap the bottom of your 4th finger. I love and accept myself, even though I'm so resistant, because, say your reason, tap your little finger. I accept that part of me believes that I still need to what? Protect myself from what? Tap the side of your hand. I love and accept myself. Tap the top of your head, the sides of your head, and the back of your head. Tap the eyebrows. Big breath, big sigh. What would happen if I let go of this resistance? Tap the cheeks. I'm allowing myself, tap under the nose, to release my fear. Tap under the lips, the fear that keeps me separated and struggling. Tap the chest, the fear that does what? What does your fear do to you? Does it make you feel dependent on others? Tap the front of the ribs. It's safe for me to release this from my body now. Tap the side of the ribs. It's safe for me to release this from my body now. Can you say that 5 or 6 times? Tapping the inside of your wrist. It's safe for me to release this from my body now. It's safe for me to release this from my body now. It's safe for me to release this from my body now. Tap the side of the thumb. Big breath, big sigh. I'm allowing myself to accept this remaining fear. So I want you just to find where that anxiety or that other feeling that you've been working on is, and hang out with it with some loving attention. Snuggle up to it and just give it some love. There it is. Big breath. Same way you would comfort a child who had this exact same feeling. What would you do for a little kid that you really loved who was having the same feeling? Big breath, big sigh. Tap your index finger. I'm allowing myself to feel safe and supported. Tap your middle finger. Even though part of me feels what? You can continue to work on fear if that's still big for you, but you might notice that there's actually a different feeling too that needs some attention. Tap the bottom of your fourth finger. Even though I still feel really what? Tap your little finger. I love and accept myself. Tap the side of the hand, even though I still feel really what? Tap the top of the head. I'm open to loving and accepting myself. And tap the eyebrows. Tune into that feeling that you're working on. See if you can feel it. Get a little sample of it and breathe. And just accept that feeling for 15 seconds. Big breath, big sigh. Tap the front of your cheeks. So this is where that moment of working on, say, an addiction or an allergy comes in. So if that's you, I want you just to feel that either that craving or the allergic reaction and how it makes your body feel when you're having the allergic reaction. Tap under the nose, this feeling. Tap under the lips, this feeling. Okay, stay with me, feel it, breathe. Tap your chest, this feeling of, say it again. Good, you feel that release? I can feel it from over here. Tap the front of your ribs, this feeling of, feel it again. Give it a little bit of love. Don't judge it, don't struggle with it, don't push it away, just hang out with it. Big breath. I'm still a good person. Tap the side of the ribs. I'm still worthy of love. Inside of the wrist, even with this feeling of, say what that feeling is that you're working on. Tap the side of your thumb. I love and accept myself. Say it with some enthusiasm. Tap your index finger, even with this feeling of, say it again, tuning into that feeling. Tap the middle finger. Tap your, this middle finger, not the other middle finger. Tap the bottom of your fourth finger. Even though I feel what right now? Tap your little finger. It's okay. Tell yourself it's okay. Big, soft breath. It's just coming out of your body. Tap the side of your hand and sigh. Tap the top of the head. I'm allowing myself to be gentle with myself as I process this. Tap the eyebrows. I'm allowing myself to be gentle with myself as I process this. Tap your temples. Big breath, big sigh. Give yourself a big wave of empathy, understanding, and compassion for this feeling that's been here for so long. Tap the cheeks. This started when, and send that empathy and love back to whenever this started, to that previous version of you. Tap under the nose, big, deep breath. Tap under your lips, sending that love again through space and time, back to wherever the origin of this issue, this fear, this pain started, this addiction started, this reaction started. Big breath, big sigh. Yeah. And I can hear it in my own voice just coming out. So good. So glad y'all are here. Makes me do it too. Tap the front of your ribs. This issue started when? Say when it started. Send another wave of love back to that time and day. And maybe you don't know the day. Maybe it was a whole series of events around a certain period of time. Send that love wherever it needs to go. And tap the side of the rib cage and breathe. Big, soft breath. Tapping the inside of the wrist. We might want to alternate hands at this time. I love and forgive myself for any way I've been holding on to this. Any way I've been holding on to this. Tap the side of your thumb. And I'm open to the possibility, it's just a little possibility here, of possibly forgiving the other people involved. And if you can't say that, say, I'm not open to the possibility of forgiving the other people involved. And say that firmly 5 or 6 times. So you're either going to go towards forgiveness or just admitting right now, I accept that I cannot forgive them. And breathe. And whatever you just said, I want you to say it 3 or 4 more times. Tapping your index finger and breathing. Now tap the middle finger. Even though part of me wants to blame who? I love and accept myself. Tap the bottom of the 4th finger, even if it really is their fault or my fault, whoever's fault you think it is. Tap your little finger. I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Tap the side of the hand. Even if I continue to blame who? And whoever you're blaming or holding responsible, I just want you to say, it's their fault, it's their fault, it's their fault. Big breath, make some sound. Tap the top of the head. Even if it's their fault or my fault, okay? Stay with me, Celeste. Stay with the tap. Tap the eyebrows. I love and accept myself. Tap the temples. Even if it's whose fault, say it again. Tap the cheeks. It's okay. Tap under the nose. I deeply and completely accept myself. Tap under the lips, even if I never want to forgive who? Tap the chest. I don't have to forgive, say it again. And whoever it is. I don't have to forgive, say it again. One more time. I never have to forgive, say who it is. Tap the front of the ribs. I'm open to the possibility of releasing this through the power of forgiveness for all of us. Because you actually have that magical power. Tap the side of the ribs. So someone said, I blame criminals, okay? Well, that seems like a really, valid thing to stay in a state of blame. But how did they become criminals? Because they were hurt. Because someone twisted them up with their pain, right? So it's passed on, passed on, passed on, passed on. And it will keep being passed on through you in the process by adding love into the equation. That's all it's looking for is empathy and love. Even if what they did was heinous, wrong, bad, horrific, it doesn't mean that they've earned that forgiveness. It doesn't mean that they're worthy of forgiving. It just means I'm going to stop the pattern. And the pattern includes your side of the pain response, the fear response, the part of your body that shuts down or reaches for that cigarette because that pain is too loud and you're trying to muffle it with another puff of smoke. Tap the side of the thumb. Big breath, big sigh. Tap your index finger. I love and accept myself. Tap the bottom, middle of your index finger. I'm allowing myself to heal this. Tap the bottom of your fourth finger. I'm open to the possibility of forgiving everyone involved. Tap your little finger. Great noticing again, Christina. She says, I discovered I don't actually want to learn to solve my own problems like a healthy adult. I want to be taken care of and have someone do it for me. Raise your hand at home if you feel the same way, besides me and Christina. Oh, we do. We all do. Yes. Okay. You're not alone. And is someone really going to come do it for us? It's not likely, or if they do, it'll be temporary, and the universe wants us to learn how to grow. So we're going to be given that opportunity again and again. So let's get down to it, shall we? Tap the top of the head. I love and accept myself, even though, and just say what you need to say right now. Tap the eyebrows. I love and accept myself, even though. Tap the temples. I love and accept myself, even though. Tap the cheeks. Big, deep breath. Good. Tap under the nose. I'm allowing myself. Tap under the lips. What would the opposite of this kind of limiting thought or feeling that you've been chanting, what would the opposite thought be? So if it was, I want someone else to do it for me, you would say, I'm allowing myself to grow and mature in my capacity to take care of myself. I'm choosing to take care of myself, even though I want someone else to do it for me. I'm choosing to take care of myself, to learn how to solve my own problems. Tap the front of your chest. It's safe for me to, now say the positive thing. So for Celeste, for you, it's safe for me to thoroughly process this. Say that 4 or 5 times. Everyone create your own statement, a positive statement that matches your issue. It's safe for me what? Let's say that 4 or 5 more times, the front of the ribs. It's safe for me. Tap this side of the ribs. It's safe for me. And if you can't say it, then you just say the opposite for a few minutes until you can go back to trying to say the positive statement. This is not about forcing yourself. This is about honoring where you are and then offering yourself a new positive option as soon as you possibly can. Tap the side of the thumb. I'm allowing myself to forgive myself for wanting to slow the process down. Why would you want to slow the process down? Is it so that the people involved get theirs, get what's coming to them, or is it because if you had that much life force available, you would actually have to finish downloading your purpose and accomplish it? Or you would have to admit that you are lovable and stand in the world as love in action? Or be vulnerable? Tap your index finger and breathe. Tap your middle finger. I forgive myself. for slowing myself down for any reason. Now forgive yourself. Breathe. Okay. Tap the bottom of your fourth finger. I love and accept myself. Tap your little finger. Even if I continue to slow myself down. Tap the side of the hand. So if someone's messaged and I have tenderness in my lower ribs, should I tap there longer? Yes. Any place that feels more tender, you want to hang out there for a little bit longer, just catch back up with us. But that is anger coming out of your body. That is a liver gallbladder point. And if you've been going to feel a little more tender there. Okay, tap the top of your head, the sides of the head, the back of the head. I'm allowing myself to clear this. Even though I'm slowing myself down with this belief, say your limiting belief. It might be something that you wrote on the survey. It might be something else. Tap your eyebrow, say it again. Part of me believes what? This limiting belief. So now I'd like you to all chat in where your issue was, what number it was, and where it is now.
We're here. We've been waiting for you.
And while you're waiting, I want you just to keep tapping and breathing as you tune in if you've already messaged your intensity. Big breath, big sigh, and just accept the level of intensity that you're at right now. Yay, Rob, congratulations from a 10 to a 4. I'm glad you focused on that anger. Taylor from a 7 to a 4, Mary from an 8 to a 4, Holly from an 8 to a 3, Maya to an 8 to a 4. Good. We still have 15 minutes. Greg says, my limiting belief is not valid, in all caps. It's gone. Poof. All right. Congratulations. Lots of crying, sensations all over my body, yawning. Yes, this is EFT in action. It's coming right out. Good, Celeste. You've got some movement. Stephanie, you too. Okay, keep tapping. Hang in there, sweetie. It just means that you're in the middle of the river if you're not feeling great at this point, because your body wants to process a little bit slower because your issue's really intense. You're going to be gentle with yourself. You might tap longer than this session goes, or choose to use your membership and do another video, just fast forward through introductions and stuff, and go straight into another tap. All of these are meant to be plug and play, so you could pretty much use any of these sessions on any topic. Okay? Tap your index finger. I love and accept myself. Tap your middle finger, even if I still feel what? What's the next big feeling? Or the feeling that you're still working on that's moving slowly. Just hang out there and breathe. It's safe for me to do this. Even though I feel, say the feeling again. Tap the bottom of your fourth finger. It's safe for me to do this, even though I feel, and say what you're feeling. Tap your little finger. It's safe for me to do this, even though I'm feeling. Tap the side of the hand. It's safe for me to do this, even though I'm feeling. Tap the top of the head. I love and respect myself. Tap the eyebrows, even if I still feel what? Little hair here. I love and respect myself. Tap your temples, even if I feel what? Tap the cheeks. It's okay for me to take my time with this issue. Tap into the nose. I'm still feeling a lot of what? Tap under the lips. This feeling of, say it 3 or 4 times. Tap your chest, this feeling of what? And tap the front of your ribs, this feeling of what? This feeling of what? And tap the inside of your wrist. I love and accept myself. Tap the side of the thumb, even with this feeling of what? Tap the index finger. I'm allowing myself to feel, and what would the opposite of that negative feeling be? Safe, peaceful, connected, supported, loved. Can you say that positive thought or feeling again? Tap the bottom of your fourth finger. Big breath, big sigh. Tap your little finger. The part that's still holding this together is, ask yourself, what's the main thing that's still holding it together? Is it a memory? And if so, I want you just to go back and hang out right there with whatever part of that memory you can. Is it a belief? Tap the side of the hand. If you're working on an addiction and you're asking yourself, what's still holding my addiction together? If you're working on an allergy, I want you to tune into what it feels like to be that allergic reaction and see if you can remember the feeling of that reaction in your body. Big breath, big sigh. Tap the top of the head. Who was the example of this for you? In your family, was there someone who modeled the same kind of feeling that you're working on right now, or the same behavior? Tap the front of the cheeks. Or you think maybe the same things happened to, and they never processed it, so they allowed that to happen to you. Tap under the nose. Who was that person? Tap under the lips. I'm clearing the energy of who? This leftover energy from who? Mom's energy, dad's energy? And specifically, what was it? Tap the chest. Big breath, big sigh. Stay focused here on the tap. Tap the front of your ribs. I'm clearing this leftover energy from who? And tap the side of your ribs. I'm clearing the leftover energy from who? Tap the inside of the wrist. This part that's still holding it together. Tap the side of your thumb. I love and accept myself. Tap your index finger, even with this part that's still holding it together that came from where? Tap the middle finger, even with this part that's still holding it together that came from where? Tap the bottom of the fourth finger. Big deep breath. Tap your little finger. It's safe for this to come out of my body. And tap the side of your hand. It's safe for this to come out of my body. And tap the top of your head. Big breath. Make some sound. You're all doing really, really well. Tap your eyebrow, and I want you to evaluate where the intensity of your issue is now. And just chat that number in, what it was at the beginning before we started tapping, where it is now. And whatever word you have to describe for what's holding it together. If you're not chatting in, you're tapping and breathing, focusing on the remaining intensity of your issue and what possibly may be holding it together. So Jennifer's saying 9 to a 3, releasing the feeling like it's all my fault and I don't deserve love. Congratulations. Celeste, a 10 to a 6, very good. Rob, a 10 to a 3. You're moving faster every week. Everyone tapping or typing. Keep breathing and feeling what you need to feel. Okay. We just get Jennifer Harmony saying, I joined late, sitting in the Bangkok airport right now. That's so cool. Christina, 10 to 6. The answer is eluding me, but a mounting pile of evidence suggests this problem has no solution and will not be solved. Hang out with there's no solution and it won't be solved. Just hang out there and tap on that idea that it's impossible. 7 to a 4, 8 to a 4, vulnerability. Aaron, 9, 10, 5, angry for self-punishing for so long. And at that point we go, oops, I punished myself for a long time. Now what am I going to do? Mary, 10 to a 6. People leaving me, I don't deserve love. Taylor, 7 to a 4. Okay, we're not going to spend too much more time on the chat, but I think it's useful to hear what people are experiencing and watching them clear. I think it gives us all hope. You know, we all teach each other something, don't we, every week? So tapping the top of your head, your eyebrows, this remaining peace. Focus on what it is for you. Tap your temples. Say what it is for you, this remaining peace. Tap your cheeks, this remaining peace. Breathe. Tap under the nose, this remaining peace. Tap under the lips. Big breath. I love and accept myself, even if this is as far as I get with this right now. Tap the chest. This remaining peace. Say what it is. Tap the front of your ribs. This remaining peace. Say what it is again. Tap the side of the rib cage. This remaining piece, focus on it. It's going to probably start melting and get harder to feel here, so hang out as much as you can on that sensation or the thought or the memory. Big breath, big sigh. You're doing really well. I'm very proud of you for showing up. Tap the side of the thumb. I love and accept myself, even with this remaining piece about what? Tap your index finger. It's okay that I still have a little what? Tap your middle finger. I love and forgive myself. Tap the bottom of your fourth finger. Even if I continue to feel what? Tune into that feeling that you're afraid you might continue to feel, or the behavior you are afraid you might continue to do. Tap your little finger. I'm open to releasing this for everyone involved. You say that 3 times as if you really mean it. I'm open to releasing this for everyone involved. Command it again. I'm open to releasing this for everyone involved. Big breath, big sigh. Tap the side of your hand. I'm worthy of love. Tap the top of your head. I'm worthy of feeling powerful and clear. Tap the eyebrows. I can do this. Tap the temples. I am doing this. Tap the cheeks. This is happening. Tap under the nose. I'm doing this. This is happening. Good job. Tap all over your body. I want you to tell yourself 5 loving and supportive things. I want you to really practice saying nice things to yourself. You already know how to say mean things to yourself. Practice saying nice things to yourself. It really, really helps. You need to be your own best cheerleader, your own best friend. Tapping all over your body, wherever you feel motivated to tap. Tell yourself, well done, I'm proud of you, I respect you, I encourage you, I believe in you. And notice how you feel now. And when you're done, just take a big deep breath and let yourself settle for a moment and integrate what we've created together. I'd love to hear how you're doing now. So if you want to Skype in, not Skype in, chat in, how you feel now as a result of tapping with us, I'd love to hear. These little love messages really keep me focused and motivated. And I care about how you're doing. Yay, Simon and Hannah, you joined us. That's so cool. We love you too. Feeling really grateful. Have given myself love in places I didn't realize I needed loving. Thank you so much. Well done, Greg. He says, my limiting belief was that I believed I was going to fail quitting tobacco because I have a history of failure. But in fact, I have a history of quitting addictive drugs successfully. Congratulations. That is a much more powerful stance. Yay, beautiful beings. Thank you so much for showing up for me, for yourselves, for each other. I am headed to Burning Man tomorrow, and we are going to take this to thousands and thousands and thousands of people. And I'm going to stand in front of large audiences in giant dresses, dressed as some configuration of my own creative imagination, with a bunch of feathers and flowers tucked into everything, and we're gonna clear. And I'm going to remind all my sweet burning family that it's an inside job and that we can do it together, and how much we love each other and need each other, and how much love is always going to be the answer. So thank you for helping me clear any frogs in my throat. I feel much better, and I can see by your texting in here that you feel better too. Sally Jo says, this was really good for me. My body's released a bunch of pain and hopelessness. Thank you so much. I love you. I also want to tell you that we just made a free week available to the world. I got my website and my web people sorted out. When I said free week, it didn't mean I need your credit card. It meant free week. You figure out if you want to do this. So we've got that arranged now, so you can actually turn on a bunch of people and they can try it out, and hopefully we're far enough along in this process where it's not too buggy anymore. So if you want to help spread the love, get on my Facebook page. Sonia Sophia Illig, I-double-L-I-G is my last name.